Alright, I just turned the mic down just a little bit. I'm trying to get it to where it'll be okay as to where I normally hold the camera. Because I have noticed when it's on auto, if I hold it out, way out, it's fine. But when I bring it up to where it's comfortable and where it naturally goes to for me, that's apparently a little on the low side. No more, buddy. You had enough, okay? I'll give you more later. So, but other than that, that's about where we're at. So again, this is just an audio test at this point. Speaking of that, testing, this thing is still working great. This is that dash cam that's made for large rigs, and you can run up to 4 cameras with it. You can buy it with 1 camera and add cameras as you go along, or buy it with 4 cameras. I bought 2 units. I bought 1 unit with 1 camera. Then I said, you know what? I'm going to buy another one for out here. So I have one of these in the house that keeps an eye on the driveway for me and records, and it constantly records. So, you know, it's recording at all times. And I bought a second one for out here, so when I am in the shop, I don't have to keep getting up when the boys bark. I can just look at the monitor. And the monitor is a good 7-inch, or actually it looks bigger than 7-inch. I'll tell you, it's got to be bigger than 7-inch, but it's a nice, clean monitor. It's like, if it's not high def, it's close to it. Let's put it that way. So I can see it from where I'm sitting fine. And if anybody's walking around out there, even in the yard across the street, I can still see them. So I mean, it's a nice size monitor. With 1 camera, it costs 180 bucks, and the cameras are like 70 bucks a piece extra. It scans the cameras. It does just about everything you need it to do. It's actually made for a vehicle, like I said, so it doesn't come, you know, with those little power supply units, those little transformers. So, but 12-volt transformer with 500 milliamps or better, that works fine. So, all right, I think that's enough for testing this audio. Well, guys, the other day, for those of you who know Ron, Wally 66, he had bought one of these meters, and when he showed the meter, I was kind of impressed just with him showing the meter before he got into any of the book and decided to actually read the manual. But I said, wow. And then when he turned it on, I mean, the display on this is really nice for a cheap meter. I mean, it really is. So I said, you know what? I gotta order one of these things. So I go on Amazon, and I found it for like 10 bucks. Actually, it was less than 10 bucks, but I'm gonna round it up to $10. It was 9 something or other. And it came in yesterday, late afternoon, and I'm telling you, this is a nice meter for 10 bucks. I'm really surprised in the quality and the construction of the case. I mean, it's not one of these cheap meters. I've got a meter down there that you can't see, and if I zoom in, it's going to be too dark down there. Well, maybe you can't see it. See it down there? Now, that's got lousy cables. It's a lousy meter. The case is lousy. I bought that a few years ago, and it was like 35 bucks, and that was cheap back then. This thing blows that away. I mean, the display alone is nice and clean. It's large, easy to read, and what I've done with it so far, it works. Now, I'm not going to compare it to the Fluke. However, it feels close. I'm not going to say, you know, it's going to replace the Fluke, but I'm going to use this one just as much, if not more than that one. I mean, this is like a 400 and change meter, those of you who know Fluke. Now, this is old. I bought this meter, oh God, when I had the store back in 80, maybe 87, 88, somewhere in that neighborhood. And it's been used and abused, and it just keeps ticking. I change the batteries every now and then. I mean, the meter is not bad, but it doesn't compare to this one. I mean, there's for the money, it's a good meter. Like I say, I'm not going to say go out and you buy this and you're getting yourself a Fluke in disguise, because you're not. A Fluke is a Fluke, But I'll tell you what, if you're looking for a meter, in my opinion anyway, and we know what it is about opinions, just by what I've seen and tested so far, this is a nice meter for 10 bucks. The cables are even nice. They snap in, so they're almost like, you know, they're almost like water resistant. Comes with 2 sets. It's a nice case. It's a nice meter. I'm actually thinking of buying another one today, just to have it for the vehicle. Because for 10 bucks to keep this in the vehicle, well worth it. Well worth it. It's a nice meter. It really is. Now, I don't know what else it does. But at that point, I'm going to read through the manual, or wait for Ron to read through the manual, and I'll watch and see what he does. But at that point, I'm happy with it, and like I say, I'm going to order another one today. So, nice meter for the money, Ron. I do appreciate the heads up on it. And that's Wally 66 for those of you who don't know Ron. There's a Ron. I get confused because there's a Ron, Wally, and then there's 741, which is Rob. And sometimes I kind of confuse the names a little bit. So I think I got the right name to the right handle. So anyway, guys, there you go.